So some of us have a place that we want to go, that we have this end goal, we have this end game, this vision of where we want to be, but we're not willing to go through the center that lies between where we are and where we want to be, our goal. Sometimes we just want to jump from the start to the end. We have this goal in mind of where we want to be, but we oftentimes don't have the confidence or the faith to walk through the gap or to walk through the lion's den to get to where we need to be. But it's so important that we do that, because while it may be painful, God is forming us in every step of the way. He forms us in the short steps that we take. They're bite-sized steps of faith that end up to bigger and better things. We have to develop ourselves. I mean, God has to develop us. So look at this. So if you have a goal, which is right here, if you've ever seen a map at one of those rest stops, it's like, you are here, this is what this is. So here's your goal, and here's where you are. Actually, you're off the page. But what God is telling you right now is that if I can just get you here, if I can just get you here, then I'll get you there. And then I'll get you there. And then, over time, I'll get you to where you need to be. But this middle ground right here, that may seem like no man's land, it might seem like you're climbing up out of the trench and into the valley of the shadow of death, that right there is where lessons are learned. That's where character is formed, and that is where God is found. God is found in the area that lies between where you are, which is over here off the page, and where you want to be. This is where your faith is developed. Now let's picture for a moment that if you were to jump, let's just say hypothetically that God were to deliver you over here. If he were to just do this for you. By the time anybody goes through anything, their character, their endurance, their perseverance, their faith, their knowledge, even their physical stamina is going to be stronger here at the end game. Not saying that anyone has a big complete plan where they can just die when they get there, but let's say the next stage of your life, that's where it is. Okay, so your physical stamina is going to be developed here, your faith muscles are going to be developed here. If you were to just jump, pardon my washing machine, if you were to just jump into the end, you wouldn't be ready. The guys over here, whether it be spiritual warfare or whatever, are going to eat you alive. They're going to eat you for lunch because you're not developed in the middle ground. So don't think for a minute that just because you have this dream over here and you're off the page, that you're not qualified to be here. See, qualification comes from God. A lot of people think that qualification comes from the opinions of other people. A lot of people think that your worth in life comes from the opinion of other people. There's a fountain of strife that you drink from that's much different than the fountain of life that Jesus says. If you drink from the fountain of life, you'll find purpose. The fountain of strife is going to be the opinions of other people. Nobody ever drinks from that fountain and is hydrated. Rather, they're dehydrated of truth. But anyway, this is where your character is formed, in the middle ground. So I encourage you, whatever you're going through, to take small steps, knowing that with each one of these hash marks here, God is teaching you something, so that when you get over here, you're going to be able to develop a perseverance to handle the full weight and the full pressure of what comes to you. Since qualification comes from God, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you'll fall short, that you'll give up. Just remember, God is saying, if I can get you here, then I can get you there. But I can't get you from off the page to even here. I can't get you from off the page to here. And I can't get you from here to here. You see, that's God's plan. His plan requires patience on our part in faith that he will get us here. But we've got to show up to our first task. So what is your first task? What is it that you are just neglecting to do? What is it that's keeping you up at night that is a stepping stone to a bigger and a better thing? I encourage you to think about that and take small steps, because with each small step, you're being developed into the person that God wants you to be, so that when you arrive at your destination, you'll do it well. You'll fly like an eagle and not grow tired.